Dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are part of many people's daily meals. But what happens when you take them out of your diet, just for 30 days? Some people feel better, others notice very little. It all depends on how your body reacts to dairy in the first place. For many, even a short break can reveal changes they didn't expect. In this video, you'll learn 15 things that may happen in your body when you stop eating dairy for 1 month. And at the end, we'll share simple, healthy alternatives to keep your meals balanced and enjoyable. 1. You may feel less bloated. One of the first things many people notice after quitting dairy is that their belly feels lighter. That's because dairy is a common cause of bloating, especially in people who are lactose intolerant. Lactose is the sugar in milk, and your body needs an enzyme called lactase to break it down. If your body doesn't make enough lactase, the undigested lactose moves into your gut, where bacteria break it down. This process creates gas and bloating. Even if you don't feel sick after eating dairy, you might still have low lactase levels. Removing milk, cheese, and cream from your diet for just a few weeks can give your digestive system a break. If bloating disappears during that time, it's a strong clue that dairy may have been the cause. 2. Your skin might start to clear up. For some people, cutting out dairy leads to fewer breakouts. That's because dairy, especially skim milk, has been linked in some studies to acne. Researchers believe hormones found in milk, along with the way dairy affects insulin levels, may play a role in triggering pimples and oily skin. Not everyone is affected the same way, but if your body reacts to these hormones or changes in insulin, your skin may produce more oil and clog more pores. Removing dairy takes away that trigger. Skin doesn't change overnight, but many people start to notice clearer skin, less redness, or smaller breakouts after 2 to 3 weeks. If dairy was playing a role, a 30-day break is usually enough time to see a difference. 3. Digestion may become more regular. Even if you don't feel bloated, dairy can still affect how often you go to the bathroom. In some people, especially those with mild dairy sensitivity, milk or cheese can slow down digestion and cause constipation. Others may have the opposite problem: loose stools or urgent trips to the bathroom. These issues often go unnoticed or are blamed on other foods. When you remove dairy, your gut may settle into a more regular rhythm. This is especially true for people with irritable bowel symptoms, who sometimes don't realize dairy is one of their triggers. After 30 days, many report smoother digestion and more consistent bathroom habits, without needing laxatives, supplements, or big changes to fiber intake. 4. You might notice fewer sinus or mucus problems. Some people who quit dairy say their noses feel clearer, and they don't experience as much post-nasal drip. While research on this is mixed, many doctors agree that dairy can increase mucus thickness in certain individuals. This doesn't mean it causes more mucus, but it can make the mucus feel heavier or stickier. That's why some people feel more congested after eating cheese or drinking milk. For those with sinus issues, allergies, or mild asthma, cutting out dairy may lead to easier breathing, less coughing, and fewer sore throats caused by mucus buildup. If breathing feels smoother and less stuffy during this time, it may be worth noting how dairy affects your airways. 5. You may lose a few pounds without trying. Dairy is often calorie-dense, especially in the form of cheese, cream, and flavored yogurts. Even small amounts add up quickly. Just a slice of cheese or a splash of cream can carry more fat and calories than expected. When people remove dairy, they often cut hundreds of calories from their weekly intake without realizing it. That's not because dairy is bad, but because many people eat more of it than they think. After 30 days, you may notice your clothes fit a little better or that your weight has dropped slightly, even if you haven't made other changes. This happens more often in people who regularly eat cheese-heavy meals, creamy drinks, or ice cream. The weight loss is usually gradual but noticeable. 6. Cravings for certain foods may decrease. Cheese and other dairy products can be surprisingly addictive for some people. This isn't just about taste. cheese contains small amounts of compounds called casomorphins. These are protein fragments that interact with brain receptors in a way that may trigger mild pleasure or relaxation. That's why some people find it hard to stop after just one slice. When you quit dairy, these signals often fade, and cravings tend to lessen. Many people find they don't think about cheese or creamy foods as much after the first couple of weeks. This break can also reset your eating habits, helping you notice whether you were reaching for dairy-rich snacks out of hunger or habit. By the end of 30 days, many people feel more in control of their cravings and less drawn to rich, heavy foods. 7. Your energy levels may improve. For people who are sensitive to dairy, especially those with undiagnosed lactose intolerance or low-level inflammation, eating dairy can make them feel sluggish. The body has to work harder to digest milk-based foods when enzymes or gut bacteria aren't in balance. That extra work can lead to low energy or brain fog, even without stomach pain. Removing dairy allows the gut to calm down, which may help nutrients absorb more efficiently. Better absorption means more fuel reaching your body and brain. After about 2 weeks without dairy, some people report waking up more refreshed, feeling lighter during the day, or noticing less afternoon tiredness, even if they haven't made any other changes. 8. Your gut bacteria may start to shift. Dairy affects the balance of bacteria in your gut, especially if you eat a lot of yogurt, cheese, or milk regularly. Some dairy products feed certain types of bacteria, while others, especially high-fat or processed dairy products, may slow the growth of beneficial strains. When you remove dairy for 30 days, the types of bacteria living in your gut can begin to change. This shift may improve digestion, lower inflammation, and support a stronger immune response. The change doesn't happen overnight, but by the 3rd or 4th week, your gut microbiome may start to rebuild in a new direction. 9. Joint stiffness or aches might decrease. Some people with joint discomfort report feeling better after removing dairy for a few weeks. While dairy is not the cause of joint pain for everyone, it may contribute to low-grade inflammation in certain individuals. This is especially true in people who have mild dairy sensitivity or existing conditions like arthritis. When dairy is removed, inflammation in the body may settle down, leading to less morning stiffness or fewer daily aches. Scientific studies on this are still ongoing, but enough cases have been observed to suggest that dairy may play a role for some individuals. A 30-day break gives your body time to reset and observe how it feels without that daily exposure. If joint pain improves during this time, it may be worth discussing the long-term role of dairy in your diet with a healthcare provider. 10. You might absorb nutrients more efficiently. If your body reacts poorly to dairy, it can lead to inflammation in the gut lining, even if you don't feel obvious symptoms. When the gut is inflamed, it has a harder time absorbing nutrients like iron, zinc, and magnesium. Over time, this can lead to fatigue, weakened immunity, or muscle cramps. By removing dairy for 30 days, the gut lining has a chance to calm down, especially in people with dairy sensitivity. As inflammation lowers, the small intestine may begin to absorb vitamins and minerals more effectively. This improvement is subtle but important. Your body gets more benefit from the food you already eat. People with frequent stomach discomfort, nutrient deficiencies, or poor energy may notice small but steady changes once their gut starts functioning better without dairy. 11. You may sleep more deeply. Sleep problems can sometimes be linked to digestive issues, inflammation, or hormonal fluctuations triggered by certain foods, including dairy. Some people experience restlessness, light sleep, or frequent waking that improves after removing dairy from their meals. One possible reason is that dairy products can affect insulin and cortisol levels, both of which influence sleep patterns. For people with sensitivity, dairy may also cause mild discomfort at night, such as bloating or reflux, that disrupts deep sleep. After a few weeks without dairy, your body may settle into a more stable sleep rhythm. You might fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, or wake up feeling more rested. This effect is not guaranteed for everyone, but in people with unrecognized food sensitivities, even small dietary changes like this can make a noticeable difference in sleep quality. 12. Headaches may become less frequent. Some people experience fewer headaches or migraines after cutting out dairy for a few weeks. This is especially true if they have a sensitivity to casein, the main protein in milk. In sensitive individuals, casein may trigger inflammation or affect nerve responses, resulting in headaches or pain. Others may react to the additives or hormones in processed dairy products. While not everyone with headaches is affected by dairy, those who are often see improvement within 2 to 4 weeks of removing it. This is most noticeable in people who have frequent low-grade headaches without a clear cause. If dairy is part of the trigger, a 30-day break is usually long enough to notice a pattern. If headaches ease during that time, it's worth tracking and discussing with a doctor before bringing dairy back into your routine. 13. Hormonal swings might feel calmer. Dairy products, especially milk, contain natural hormones from cows, including estrogen and other growth-related compounds. In some people, these can slightly influence hormone levels, especially if consumed in large amounts. While the effect is small, it may affect people who already struggle with hormone-related symptoms, like mood swings, breakouts, or irregular cycles. Some report that giving up dairy helps reduce these ups and downs. This change tends to be more noticeable in people with hormonal sensitivity, such as those with PCOS or acne that flares around their period. After about 3 to 4 weeks without dairy, mood may feel more balanced, and hormone-related symptoms may settle. This isn't guaranteed for everyone, but it's a known response in those whose hormones are easily affected by diet. 14. You may discover a hidden sensitivity. Some people go years eating dairy without realizing it's causing subtle issues, such as brain fog, sinus pressure, joint stiffness, or irregular digestion. That's because low-level food sensitivities often don't cause sharp pain or obvious allergic reactions. Instead, the symptoms are mild and spread out, making them easy to overlook or blame on something else. Taking a full 30-day break from dairy can act like a reset. It gives your body time to clear out any lingering reactions. If you feel noticeably better, sharper thinking, fewer aches, or a calmer stomach, you may have uncovered a sensitivity you didn't know existed. Many people only realize how much dairy is affecting them after they stop it, even for a short while. That awareness alone can help you make better choices in the future, whether you bring dairy back or not. 15. You'll be more aware of what you eat. Removing dairy, even temporarily, forces you to check labels, think about ingredients, and pay closer attention to your meals. This increased awareness often leads to smarter food choices overall. Many people discover that once they stop relying on cheese or cream, they naturally eat more fruits, vegetables, grains, and plant-based proteins. That shift can benefit your overall health, even beyond the effects of quitting dairy. After 30 days, your eating habits may feel more intentional, and you'll have a better understanding of how different foods make you feel. Whether or not you choose to keep dairy out of your diet, this reset helps you take control of your health with real experience, not guesswork. So, what to eat instead? Cutting out dairy doesn't mean giving up taste or nutrition. Today, many simple, easy-to-find alternatives give you the same creamy texture and essential nutrients, without the side effects. For milk, try unsweetened almond, oat, soy, or coconut milk. These can be used in cereal, coffee, cooking, or baking. For yogurt, look for plant-based versions made from coconut, almond, or cashew milk. Just check for added sugars. If you miss cheese, there are dairy-free cheeses made from nuts or soy, and many melt and stretch like regular cheese. For calcium and vitamin D, focus on leafy greens, sesame seeds, almonds, and fortified plant milks. These swaps can keep your meals satisfying and support your health goals, whether you stay dairy-free long-term or just want to cut back. If this video helped you learn something new, give it a like and subscribe to VisitJoy for more real, practical health advice. And be sure to check out our next video on foods that naturally support your gut health.